Good afternoon. It's time to get started. All right, give me just a moment here. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and take the starting soon screen down. We are again in the tracking center because I like the background music for the opening screen, for the starting soon screen. So yeah, let's take a look at where we are in our space program today. Go ahead and leave the facility here. And let's look at our mission control and our active contracts. So yeah, there's only one available because we accepted a whole bunch at the end of the stream last week. So what we are still in need of is funding so that we can unlock the next level of the research and development building. And that will let us work on the next tier of science, which we desperately need. So science data from space around Moho is something that we will get automatically when we get our probe to Moho, although it looks like the save file has not properly saved that, and I might have to kind of hack it in based on data from that stream so that it's where we've put it, more or less, because it doesn't seem to be there now. We've got various rescues, exploration of Minmus, and yeah, we got mostly it's rescues right now. We got this attached apart to a satellite in orbit of Kerbal that we can do. But today I think what we're gonna do is focus on Minmus. So yeah, exploration of Minmus. The only thing that is not complete from this contract is returning from orbit of Minmus to Kerbal. And technically we've done that, but as noted before, we haven't sent a ship up there and brought the same ship home, and that's what it's looking for. So we might be able to do that this time. Maybe. More likely, we're going to be able to do Rescue Tilford. Or is it Tyford? Is it just Tyford? Yeah, Rescue Tyford from the surface of Minmus. And that will pay us quite nicely. So why not combine that with some other excursions on Minmus? So we've got do a complex scan with a rover arm of olivine formation. Olivine formations are found on the surface of Minmus, and I believe Tyford is in a biome in which we can potentially find olivine, so we can maybe do those in the same exact mission. And easily, what we can also do is plant a flag on Minmus, which pays a surprisingly high amount. So I think that is a fine idea for efficiently and effectively getting a lot of funding all at once. So let's go ahead and get started on that. We also have a couple of rescue missions that we are already making progress on. So Kefri Bezos, which was redeemed by Twiglet, I believe, and Deer Sage, which was redeemed by Elric the Troll King. Those are already rescued. They just haven't been returned back to the surface of Kerbal yet. So let's go ahead and let's send a rover to Minmus. In fact, let's send another Piglet rover, and we've upgraded the science arm. Let's look at this here. I believe this here gives us the medium scanning arm, and that's the scanning arm that we need for the olivine formation contract. So we can get more data with this than we could with the previous scanning arm that we were using. So I've gone ahead and upgraded the Piglet rover to have this medium scanning arm instead of just the light scanning arm that we had before. Oh, and we've got this cutoff icons on the left side, which is, I believe, an OpenGL error. It happens from time to time. So let's open up. I've saved a copy of it as Piglet rover and deployer. Right here. Let's take a quick look. We have seen and in fact launched this mission before, but to the moon. For Minmus, we do not need nearly as much thrust on the surface, so I've swapped out the big engines. We had these the Thud liquid fuel engine before, which offers 120 kilonewtons of thrust each, and that is very much overkill on the surface of Minmus. In fact, we'll have a better time with lower thrust engines and we'll have finer control. So instead of, what was this, 480 kilonewtons of thrust in vacuum, having 4 of those, I've got 8 of these Twitch liquid fuel engines, each of which gives 16 kilonewtons of thrust. So that's 128 kilonewtons of thrust total. So I basically cut the thrust down by 75%. And other than that, it is exactly the same rover, although 2 adjustments have been made. We keep looking for the thermometer, and I'm pretty sure that I had forgotten to put one on because I can't even find it here, so I've added a thermometer. And as I mentioned before, the scanning arm is now the medium scanning arm. So it's a little bit bigger than the other one, and it has more more sensors on it. So yeah, I think you can see them right there. So it's got a little bit more going on the front, and we can return more data that way. So let's go ahead and jump right into this mission here. It's not terribly expensive either. Yeah, let's launch. Oh yeah, I've also added the whole cams to it. We were experimenting with those last stream, and I have continued with those. We have an onboard camera on the outside and another one inside of the fairing. Although we aren't going to be deploying that fairing until we actually get to the surface of Minmus. We don't need FMRS. We can close that. We're not recovering any of these booster stages. Let's just double check our staging. That all looks good right there. And then that's the separation stage for the solid rocket boosters. And then we separate the main stage and light the second stage engine. And then we separate this and can ignite the landing engines. Oh yeah, so I didn't mention this either. We mentioned combining this with rescuing Typhord. And let's see, can we see it there? Yeah, there is a seat. There's a little chair down here. We are going to see if we can put Typhord in this chair and take him back to our space station. That's the goal. If nothing else, maybe we can pick him up with the Rescue 3 craft. All right, so let's pick our camera angle here. And in fact, we can zoom in. There we go. That is a nice view right there from the onboard camera. And give me just a moment. I think I am going to sneeze. Not quite, but it was a close thing, so just in case I muted my mic. Didn't want to do that in your ears. All right, so let's pull out the we want the flight recorder. And oh, I think what we need to do also is we need to spend 10 days because we ended last stream, I believe, with a launch. So let's go ahead. There's day number 1. In fact, let's go out to this view. 2, 3. We'll pretend we didn't roll this out to the pad until now. 4, 5, 6. Let's see, that said 82 days, so what we need to do is go to 72 days. That first one wasn't really a full day. And it's important that we continue doing this, otherwise we are going to take forever to get to progress on our interplanetary missions, and we definitely want to see how those go. Oh, and we have stowaways, so let's pull this back in. If I click recover instead of revert, we will still have our time warp. And Eric, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but you are not the one that is coming on this mission. So let's pull that back up, and let's choose an engineer. We definitely want an engineer. and a scientist. We had a scientist there, but we had Eric, who is a pilot. All right, we have Lindsay. Let's not take Lindsay. Let's take Optimus Prime. And do we have an available scientist that is named for a viewer? I don't think that we do. We need some more scientists. So if you guys are redeeming rescued Kerbals, let's get some scientists. Let's go with Tanger. I'm not sure. Or Judy. Let's go with Judy. She's a good scientist. And yeah, we're leaving the external command seat empty because we need to return that with a Kerbal without stranding a Kerbal. So let's take this, and Optimus Prime and Judy Wallace, you guys are headed out. Elric the Troll King redeeming first. Welcome, Elric. In fact, I think I have some rewards I need to complete. Yes, I do. There we go. Lots of hydrate, caffeinate, boozinate, and then that first. All right. All right, here we go. We have Optimus Prime and Judy Wallace, and they are ready to go. Let's go to the onboard camera here. Throttle up, stability assist on, and let's pull back up our flight recorder. Altitude, acceleration, and dynamic pressure. Okay. Let's just cycle through our cameras. This is our camera inside. Lady Elric, scientist. Oh, okay. Yeah, we will. In fact, the one that we are rescuing from the surface of Minmus. Let's do that one. So let's do the launch, and then before we actually get there, I will edit and reload the save, and yeah, we definitely need more scientists, so that is literally perfect. So yeah, this mission here, we are sending this rover, which is a slightly modified and upgraded version of the Piglet that we sent to the moon. We're sending this to Minmus, and the lander should have enough Delta V to pick up and return home a Kerbal who is stranded on the surface of Minmus, so that can be Lady Elric. That'll be perfect. And I think that's the same camera looking the other way. Yeah. All right, we want this one right here. All right, yeah, our throttle is up. And okay, we are go for launch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. The vehicle is pitching downrange. Is looking normal. I'm gonna go to prograde, hold prograde, and vehicle is supersonic. And we have solid booster burnout and separation. And also, coinciding with that was maximum aerodynamic pressure. Okay, this is a cool view of that plume, too. Alright, let's go ahead and hold 30 degrees pitch. Up on main engine cutoff. Main engine cutoff, stage separation, second engine start. Very nice. Let's go ahead and close the flight recorder. Get that out of the way. This is a very cool view. This is just like the live streams of the actual launches. let's pitch down to 15 degrees, and we'll hold that for a while. And we can also speed the simulation up just a little bit. But yeah, after this, Elric, a significant number of the crew is going to be your family, which is pretty cool. We have Elric and Deersage on the rescue craft right now. And this is looking like a pretty efficient flight profile here. I really wish I could tell it to hold an angle relative to the prograde marker, rather than just the prograde marker, or handle it myself. I think there might be a mod that does that, but haven't looked into that yet. All right, we've got a pretty good apoapsis, 161 kilometers. So let's go ahead and warp to apoapsis, and then circularize our orbit and plan our transfer to Minmus. And we have solar panels on the outside here, so we should be good power-wise until we get to Minmus. Let's go ahead and point prograde now. It's just got reaction wheels, so this is a lot for those to move. But we don't really need more than that. We don't have much urgency for pointing this thing. By the time we do, we will have a lot less weight to push, and so it'll be easier. Very nice view of Kerbal below us. 4 minutes to apoapsis. And as we cross the Terminator, we are getting there. All right, and starting the engine again. We have a stable orbit. We're just going to circularize it and then plan our transfer to Minmus. And in theory, Minmus is a lot easier than the moon because of its extremely low gravity. Okay, there's Minmus. Let's set it as our target. And it looks like we're going to get there at quite an angle, but that is okay. We can change our inclination. Let's add our maneuver here and see what kind of encounter that gives us. Yeah. That's not optimal right there. So actually, let's go ahead and maybe we add a maneuver here. Then we can change our inclination at our most efficient spot. Just like that. Okay, that tells me that we're at a good spot there. So let's go ahead and let's cut this one right here. And let's just do this maneuver for now. And then when we get to the descending node, we will adjust it at that time. Yep, I think that's a good plan. So that is in 12 minutes. We will warp there and execute this maneuver. All right, and this is a 1.5 minute burn, so right about now is the time to do it. So let's throttle up and follow the maneuver marker on the nav ball. So yeah, we are doing this at full thrust, though at the end we will throttle down a little bit for a little bit more precision. Of course, this particular part of the maneuver does not need to be very precise because we're going to do a significant adjustment anyway. All right, we're just about there. A couple hundred meters per second to go. Yeah, we're not going to get all the way out to there. I think I want to stop a little bit earlier than that so that we don't overshoot on the next adjustment. That should do it right there. So now we need to get to the descending node, which is 10 minutes away. And it's going to take us a little bit to get out to Minmus, so we're going to watch the clock here when it says we're 62 days away from the Moho encounter is the earliest we can do our next launch. All right, and now this is the descending node, so we need to go and burn normal, which is 90 degrees to our orbit, in order to change inclinations. Yeah, our electric charge is great because we've got solar panels on the outside of the stage. In the ascending node so that we can see how we are affecting this. And just gently burn from here. All right, and that still is taking us a little bit out there, so let's go ahead and let's see what a retrograde burn would do for us. That gets us an encounter. Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to burn just a couple meters per second retrograde. And we will have a fine encounter with Minmus. There it is. That is a Minmus encounter, and it is flickering like mad. All right, when are we going to have our encounter? Okay, that is in about 10 days. Okay, that's perfect. Let's go ahead and just warp right out there. And let's just watch Kerbal recede as we go. Just because it's a really nice view. Definitely a blue marble down there. All right, where are we? We are getting there. Let's go ahead and warp. And it's entirely possible that we... Oh, let's get the UI back. There we go. It's entirely possible that it stops predicting this encounter. I've had that happen a lot with Minmus in particular. So let's go ahead and warp to about where we should get our encounter. And there's Kerbal and the moon right there. And there is Minmus coming up underneath us. There we go. And time warp is complete. We are 2¼ hours from our encounter, so let's get a little bit closer. And yeah, while we're in time warp, it's not showing our encounter anymore. Hopefully, once we get out, it will show it again. Otherwise, we'll need to make a slight adjustment. It looks like we are okay. As long as we don't warp past it, we should be fine. Yep, but the calculations are a little bit different when it's actually simulating all of the physics and when it's just on rails. And I think what we're going to want is a somewhat polar orbit, a very inclined orbit, so that we have a lot of coverage and options for where we land. So we're going to let this point us retrograde. And our inclination is 174. So we've got like a retrograde orbit already, which is pretty wild. I'm going to go a little bit off of retrograde. Because while we're out here, we have a lot of opportunity for changing our inclination. And we want it to be about 90 degrees. 100 degrees is actually pretty good, so let's call it there. And yeah, we're going real slow. We're going 62 meters per second relative to Minmus. All right, let's look at our periapsis and bring that nice and low. That's pretty good right there. We've got about 37.5 kilometers. So we'll go down there, and that's in 3 days. So yeah, we're giving ourselves plenty of time here. We're going to go ahead and continue this mission and let the clock run forward for now. If it was much more than this, I wouldn't worry about that. But yeah, we are okay with the clock running forward. Let's get some zoom here. There we go. There's Minmus right there. We're 45 minutes from our periapsis. And as we come around the pole, the camera's doing some wild adjusting here. All right, this is about perfect. Let's go back to our map view and watch what this does to our orbit. There's our target right there. And let's get roughly circular. That is close enough. That is definitely close enough to circular. So what we need to do now is go ahead and exit the game, and I'm going to edit the save game and make this our new scientist, Lady Elric. So give me just a moment here. I will be on my other screen, which you cannot see. And first I'm going to make a real quick backup. There we go. And no, I do not want to update Notepad++ right now. All right, and I believe Typhord was the name. Yep, perfect. Okay, so now what we need to do is replace Typhord with Lady Elric. All right, and that should do it. Now if I save that, and let's double check that it is renaming a scientist. Okay, that should do it right there. Now if we reload, we should be able to see our updated Kerbal. And everything relating to that Kerbal should be renamed as well. All right, so if we go back to Piglet 2, and yep, Lady Elric's pod landed on Minmus. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and fly Piglet 2 and take it down to the surface. All right, so this we want to be our target. Okay, and we want to go ahead and orbit until, let's see, what's our orbital period? Just over an hour and a quarter. And let's set camera on Minmus itself. There we go, that'll be a little bit less disorienting. That was wild. All right, I think one more orbit and we will have a good opportunity to land. Yep, it looks like Lady Elric is going to be coming up underneath our orbit on this pass, which is exactly what we want. All right, so now if we slow down and push a little bit to the east, we'll also have a little bit more light when we land. So let's go ahead and point towards retrograde and a little bit east of that. Speed up the game a little bit so that we don't have to wait for this very slow turn. Go relative to the surface. And push a little bit more east. Just like that. All right, that expends this stage, so let's go ahead and get rid of it. And ignite these engines. And we'll point retrograde now. And we want to come down directly on top of this. Alright, so where did retrograde go? I think we need to burn directly west at this point. Well, that's not what that says, but Yeah, let's push exactly retrograde and completely kill our velocity. We have almost 1.8 kilometers per second to work with, and we're not going to need very much of that to land because it's Minmus and the gravity is very low. All right, so in theory, by the time we come down, this spot should have moved over to here. So that's the theory, and in about 8 minutes we should do our suicide burn. We're not going to be quite so dramatic as that, so we'll go a little bit earlier than that. And it looks like it is tracking exactly like that. Alright, we're 3 minutes away. Let's go ahead and deploy the landing gear. Hopefully it's not too slopey here. It looks like there might be some slope, but with the gravity this low, slope is not going to be nearly the problem it is on the moon. Alright, here we come down on top of this pod. And yeah, we've got nice low light, which will give us a very good shadow to look at for reference, for visual confirmation of how high we are above the surface. Going to go ahead and burn at about 2/3 throttle. Slow down. Yeah, we've got a bit of a slope, but I think we'll be fine. Let's cut down to about half throttle. Maybe 1/3. Yeah, we're slowing down much more quickly than the flight computer was anticipating. All right, let's slow down. A couple of kilometers away from our target, which should be fine because we can drive a rover out to it. We're about 180 meters off the ground. "100 meters. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, we definitely have quite a slope here. Yep, we've toppled, but that should be okay. Let's go ahead and deploy the fairing. There we go. And we don't even need to do our fancy robot arm, it looks like, although we can use the robot arm potentially to lift this thing. How's our electric charge? We are in shadow. Not full shadow. Okay, let's deploy, or let's retract the landing gear, and that will help. Look at that. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, this is a steep slope that we've landed on. Not an ideal landing place, but we're close to our target. Yeah, let's go ahead and just undock the rover. The rover can handle this. Just like that. And now I need to turn off the reaction wheels there so that we don't flip the thing over because they're way too powerful for this. And in this very much lower gravity, even than the moon, traction is going to be an extra problem, but we will also have a whole lot more time to react because, again, of the low gravity. So let's go ahead and put on the parking brake. There we go. And this time we can actually come to a stop on a 12-degree slope. Now this, can we get it to lift? Oh, this electric charge. Let's go into hibernation. What do you mean we don't have a signal? Okay, we might need to get Lady Elric into the seat before we can actually control this. So we should totally have a signal. Although, let's see. Not connected. Okay, yeah, we are shielded from Kerbal, it seems. So there's Kerbal. And we are on the close side of Kerbal, or of the moon, of Minmus. Interesting. So what happens if I extend this antenna? Alright, suddenly we have a signal. So, still no probe control. Why don't we have probe control? Because we have no electric charge. Alright, so let's go ahead and time warp. And hopefully the sun is rising. Yes, it is. Let's get some electric charge into this thing, and then we should be okay. Yep, now we have probe control. Let's extend the robot arm, see if the robot arm can help us. Not so much. Okay, that's pretty great. Let's see. Can we bounce our way up? Or down, as it might be. Maybe. That's looking promising. Okay, come on. Alright, if you can be stable here, that would be great. Okay, I've retracted the robot arm. Landing gear, come on. Oh, so close. All right. Yeah, we might have to be clever about it and use the engines. All right, let's see if I can do the robot arm and swing us around. Nope. Oh, graceful. So graceful. Well, this is at least a more favorable orientation for using this as a ramp. Whether or not that's a good idea, definitely it isn't. It never is, but it does tend to work, so there's that. All right, let's leave this here for now. Let's go back to the rover. And okay, we are landed in Minmus Lowlands. And let's see, I have engineering kits. I don't think I brought the science EVA kit, but that's because we've already done EVA science on the surface of Minmus, so we won't get anything more for that. Instead, what we can do is set up some of these experiment stations, and Judy Wallace, that is for you to do. Go ahead and climb out. Hey, kid, I hear the fanfare. Subscribing at Tier 1 for 3 months on a 2-month streak. Thank you very much. Kit, Today, it is not you doing the science. We have Judy Wallace. Redeem and stretch. All right, I better stretch. My back is killing me today, so I very much appreciate that. I don't know if the mic picked up that my arms just cracked and my spine, so... Had orchestra rehearsal this morning, and the chairs there are the worst. By the end, I could not feel anything below my waist. It was bad. Yeah, you're a tall guy too. All right, so Judy Wallace is going to set up. Optimus Prime is going to need help. Yes, we had another one of these. So, yep, alright, let's see. Optimus Prime, Kerman, and these guys have both leveled up as well because they are on the surface of a different celestial body for the first time. And look at that low gravity. So, Kit, we are trying to combine multiple objectives into one mission. So we are rescuing Lady Elric this time, who is over there, and on the surface of Minmus, and that is a very lucrative contract. So there is an external seat on this thing, so we're going to try to return her on that. We'll see. And we are going to plant a flag on Minmus and look for an olivine formation. So this is potentially going to be a very lucrative mission. And I saw you were streaming on Discord as well, and by the time I was able to join, you had stopped. I was very sad, but that's all right. We've upgraded the scanner arm too. We have the medium one instead of the light one. The external seat crafts are always the most sketchy. Well, we're not going to return her on it, but that is very much accurate. Okay, so who have we got here? Judy Wallace, scientist, Optimus Prime. Okay, Optimus Prime will need to start this operation. We need the control. That's what this is, right? Control unit. And I think you are the one to do this. Let's put... Yeah, that's right. I always run into this. Let's go ahead and remove this and put it in here. You don't need it right now. And that'll take everything. Sorry I missed you. I had a couple of loads to get folded, and then lunchtime was soon as well, so I just hopped off. Might be on more later. That's a cool idea, though. I've been thinking about for a while, maybe next time I do some major replay mod editing, doing that on Discord. I think people would be interested in that. Oh, yep. Just trip on the wheel. Oh, boy. All right, yeah. Stand up, Optimus Prime. Stand up. Alright, yeah, Minmus Lowlands. Although, here's a good question. I think we've set something up on Minmus. Is it already in the Lowlands? So if that's the case, I don't want to set up another one. And, let's see, is this deployed science? Landed at Minmus. Let's switch to this and see where it is. I'd be interested, says Kit, so I can see how to do it efficiently. Yeah, I should do that. And let's see, where are we now? Is it really not going to tell me? Because I don't have... Yeah, I think this is Lowlands, though, so let's not do it here. Let's just plant our flag. Let's plant the flag. Let's let Lady Elric plant the flag, in fact. Because that looks like Lowlands to me. Yeah, let's switch to Optimus Prime Kerman. I had a hilarious instance with Ship. He was bombing the Nether and TNT flew right into my face and popped a totem. Is he still digging that hole? Or is this a different hole? Alright. Optimus Prime, get back in. You are going to drive this thing. Nice. Both of your... totem emotes. Just netherite bombing. Oh, okay, so alright. You know what? I don't know why I let them carry that parachute. They don't need it. What is he going to use a parachute for? There we go. All right. We're a little bit doing this on the fly. A big grocery bag. That's, you know, one of the most fun things when I was in elementary school was in gym class when they brought out the big parachute. That was always fun. All right. Yeah, go ahead and come along, Judy Wallace. This is going to be pretty chill. All right, let's find right over there. That is our target. Let's turn off the parking brake. And in very low gravity, the upgrade I'd really like to do to this is wheels. But let's look for an olivine formation on the way as well. I don't know where one is, but I believe they can show up in this biome. They might be more common at the poles, but we are pretty far north, so we can afterwards go north if we need to. Look at us just slowly crawling up. Let's turn on the headlights. I don't know why that my voice modulated like that. Let's turn on the headlights. All right, the good news is that we only have just over 2 kilometers in order to go pick up Lady Elric. And we only have 2 seats and we have 2 people aboard, so we are going to have to do some shuffling of passengers. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to land close. In fact, if we'd landed right on, I think we would have had a very much gentler slope. But that is okay. Let's close that so that it's not in quite as an exposed position. Yeah, this time I've made sure that I have a control group that will toggle the reaction wheels, so if we do get into a spin, I can very quickly toggle the reaction wheels on and off in order to control where we are in that spin. The man says, "It's always surprised me how hard it is to find a flat place to land." Yes. It's actually pretty easy on Minmus if it doesn't matter what you're looking for, because then you can just land on the flats or the plateaus. Those are about as flat a place as you can find in the Kerbal system. But Lady Elric's pod is not there, so we don't have that option. When we do our stunt driving on the moon for Captain Kungabal's Spacey Kerman, we're going to be doing that on the flats for sure. And when we do it on Kerbin, yeah, we might take it to the North Pole because that's the closest thing to the salt flats in the U.S. that we will have to do a drag race. Because the poles are just dead flat on Kerbin. I haven't seen anything yet that looks like something we can scan with the rover arm. But we're halfway to Lady Elric's pod. And look, come on, pin that. There we go. And electric charge is doing well. Sun is, there's Kerbin. Sun is just over the horizon. Or just above the horizon, rather. And I'm not sure precisely what the olivine formations look like because I have never scanned one before, so this is a first. Zoom out and scan the horizon just a little bit. I think this is all just regular terrain scatter. There's usually a little bit of a different luster to the stuff that you can scan, since it has a much more highly detailed mesh. Is Lady Elric's pod floating in the air, or in the above the surface rather? There's no air here. That's kind of hilarious. I think physics has not eased that in yet. So hopefully, since we are in physics range, hopefully it slowly descends. Might have to switch to it though. Is that something different? That might be something different, but it looks like it's the same luster as these. There's a lot over there. Yeah, look at that. Just floating a couple 100 meters in the air. Let's go ahead and brake. Oh, there we go. It teleported to the ground. Oh, that was awesome. I mean, that's how Kerbal Space Program handles potential clipping. So otherwise, it's very likely to clip slightly in the ground, and then when we load it, it will shoot in the air at potentially escape velocity here. And look at that. She's waiting for us right there. And I don't need to press hard on the B button for the brakes to be better, so that doesn't do anything. There we go, coming to a stop. All right. Yeah, look at that, a 2.4 degree slope. This would have been a much better place to land. I mean, we're not that far off of it, but we just happen to be, I mean, like right there looks like it's less slope. Right here, of course, is pretty flat. There's some slope. So, yeah, we could have done that a little bit better, but it's fine. And let's just look around. Is there anything interesting? Maybe these little guys. I don't know if those are just small train scatter. That looks different right there. Can I bring that into view of the camera? Maybe. Well, we'll investigate it. That's for sure. All right, but for now, what we need to do is get out. Optimus Prime, you can plant the flag. And yeah, we're still in the lowlands. It's fine. Yeah. So let's just go and plant a flag. Maybe Lady Elric can, but you're going to go out and greet her. Big leaps because of the low gravity. Look at that. How did you get an airplane up here? Oh, boy. All right, Lady Elric Kerman, there you are. Let's see. Let's pull up camera tools. And if I do, I think I need to be here. Head control is on. Oh, I need to start it. And let's do... set target, Lady Elric. Will it not do that? No, it won't. So let's set the target as that. There we go. Let's see if we can get a really good screenshot. In fact, this is really cool right here, just circling around like that. It is actually really cool. And let's see, if I go... Nope, that's not gonna do it. Yep, forget that. We're just, I'm just making things worse. Can I not turn off the helmet light? No, apparently not. Okay, interesting. Yeah, but that was pretty cool. All right, but we can do this. That's actually a pretty cool backdrop right there. See, up, left, right. Zoom in, zoom out. Yeah, that is fine. Let's just turn that off. And let's get this screenshot right here. I like to get a selfie of the Kerbals that I rescue. And that is a different backdrop than we've had before. Oh, that's why I can't turn off the lights. It was in time warp. Just a tiny bit of time warp. There we go. That's better. There we go. I like that. So, Lady Elric, plant a flag for us. Let's see, what should we call this? Lady Elric's Refuge. Lady Elric tried to fly here, succeeded, but needed a rescue. There we go. And she works for Periapsis Industries, but now she works for us. Alright, so now she needs to get, let's fix the zoom. There we go. Alright, Optimus Prime, you're gonna have to wait here for a little while. Need to drive Lady Elric back to our deployer and see if we can't get it back up into orbit. This just gentle loping forward is hilarious to me. And actually, let's... She doesn't need that. Let's... Is that... Okay, there's Piglet 2. Set that as a target. And she can use her EVA pack to get there. And that will save a lot of time for everybody. There are only 2 seats, and I needed to take a crew of 2, so that's why the external seat over here, and that is what she's going to use to get home. You can hold on to the hatch. Yes, exactly. This one still has a hatch. All right. Let's bring her down right on top of the thing. Yeah, and that hardly used any of her EVA propellant. Just over 20% of it. So, yeah, it's easy on Minmus. Is Minmus one that you can actually get into orbit with the EVA pack? I don't think so, but it's close. There are a couple of moons in the Kerbal system that you can do that. I never have, but I've seen it done. Yeah, I'm uncertain which. The very littlest ones. I think there's like 2, maybe 3, from which it can be done. Alright, gentle landing. Alright, you gotta go around to the other side, so go ahead and jump. Paul and Bop and Eve's moon. Gilly? Maybe. Those sound like they would be the ones. I think Gilly is one at least. Gilly I know better than Paul and Bop. Alright, can you get aboard? Oh, you can trip. That's what you can do. In fact, can you lift this thing? That would be awesome if you could, and I don't think you can quite get under there. Dang it. Climb, climb. As soon as the climb thing is there, I click it, but then it's gone. Jeez, come on. Alright, we're gonna have to do... Oh, here we go. You need more leverage. Here we go. This is the way NASA does it, you guys. Pete Beckman says, I'm just tuning in. It appears something did not go according to plan. Everything's according to plan. What are you talking about? Isn't it impossible to land on its equator? Is Gilly the one that spins a ton? It might be. All right, climb up here. This'll do. And you fall off. What a butt. What a butt. Yeah, can we board? Climb. Wonder if that is too clipped. It might be clipped in a little bit much. Because it seems that I can't board. Oh, here we go. Board the external command seat. You have to do it from there. Interesting. Yeah, I don't do much with the external command seats, and it appears that that's what's necessary. Let's see. I think if I aim the camera, no. Activate camera. Okay. Yes. So the whole cam mod also gives me first person view. This is what Lady Elric sees right now. Yeah, we need RCS on this thing to do this properly. And no, we are not going to do this from that view because that is ridiculous. Yeah, don't slide off. So what we need to do is see if we can get this kind of pointing upwards and then activate the engines. So let's do some bouncing with the landing gear here. Let's pin this. There we go. Deactivate camera. There we go. Yep, that's her view. That's only a little bit disconcerting, isn't it? That's what Lady Elric sees right now. Alright, can I use the momentum to my advantage here? We almost had it before, but not quite. I think I want to control from here. Yeah, there we go. Because we want to be able to see when we are pointing upwards. Alright, we can get this. I'm convinced we can get this. We didn't even need the robot arm to deploy the rover from this. All right, well, we are pointing upwards, so let's retract the landing gear. There we go. And let's just gently throttle up a little bit. Oh, come on. Okay, can we get the roll going a little bit more? In before booms. I'm trying not to do booms. We've got Lady Elric aboard. We'd like not to boom. Alright, let's articulate the robot arm a little bit. Maybe we can even manually move the robot arm. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. All right. Come to a stop, please. There we go. There we go. That's pretty good. All right. Now, let's bring the robot arm back up. Okay. Okay, all right, that is better. And we have a lot of Delta V here because we've left behind quite a lot of weight, but we have very nearly full fuel tanks, and low gravity is to our advantage for sure. Let's do the landing gear and full throttle. Okay, this might not have enough control. Oh, nuts. Yeah. Target angle, let's go for 0. 0. Alright, that should balance us a little bit better. Yeah, there we go, there we go. And this also 0, because this was balanced to offset the center of mass from the rover. Alright, now we want to go east. And I think we already have escape. Yeah, we already have escape from Minmus. So that's fantastic. All right, so she is not going to crash on Minmus, which is exactly what we want. Everything goes according to plan here. We know this. Let's see. In fact, do we have anything that will tell us our torque? Not currently. I could turn that on, though. Let's see. Kerbal Engineer. There it is. And let's get that out of the way. Yeah. Orbital. No, we want vessel. That's what we want, I believe. Is it going to show it? There we go. Let's see. Heading pitch roll, thrust to weight ratio. All right, what we need to do is add torque if we've got it. And it doesn't seem to be there. Okay, I'll close the editor. Maybe it's not there. Let's go. Maneuver? No. Yeah, I'm not sure. So we're not going to worry about it. This we know is just fine. Gotta find the z-axis of the center mass. Yeah, got another load done. Lurking while I fold. All right. Yeah, enjoy that. I need to do some laundry too, for sure. All right, let's point towards the horizon then. Yeah, I knew this would be fine. And let's actually rotate her a little bit so we can get another good photo of this, because this is too funny. There we go. Beautiful. All right, let's go to the map view. And let's go ahead and warp to our Minmus escape. And then let's, from there, we'll see what we can do about our encounter with Kerbal. We're not going to re-enter with this. This is not a safe re-entry vehicle. What we're going to do is try to rendezvous with our space station so that we can bring her home on the on one of our DERP modules, our deployable emergency re-entry pods. There we go. All right, now we need to point retrograde. Oh, this is claiming it's a rover. It is not. There we go. This is a ship. There we go. That's better. That makes more sense. I got to bring it in close. And let's choose our target. So station, we want Arcadia Station. And we've got quite the relative inclination, but it's nothing we can't handle. In fact, if we're close enough to the ascending node that we can actually do some serious inclination change from here. So it's the ascending node, so we need to burn anti-normal. There we go. Yeah, we can change that easily from here. The slower we're going, the more force we can exert on our inclination. But from here, we would have to be at our descending node or ascending node to do anything more than that. So let's go ahead and point retrograde again. And lower our periapsis to about where we're going to want it. That's 2 megameters. We should use megameters more often, I say. We're going to go for about 200 kilometers here. So we're still going to be in an orbit above. Interesting. That's a moon encounter. Okay, we won't get to that moon encounter because we will be changing things before then. Yeah, we want to be above our space station, and then we'll have room for adjustments. All right, let's go ahead and come down to our descending node. Hey, there's a fanfare. Lady Elric, thank you for the follow. We are bringing you home in a very unconventional vehicle. So this vehicle was used first to land a rover on Minmus. Let's aim the camera here. Let's aim it right here, in fact. Because, yeah, there you are, very happily in space, sitting on the outside. She's lurking while she eats. Perfect. I figured there was lurking going on, but there we go. This is the most unconventional rescue we have done so far, by a lot. And I am loving it. All right. So let's go ahead and continue to descend towards Kerbal. And yeah, I wish it wasn't moving to where it was showing the descending node here. Time to periapsis is 2 hours, 55 minutes. Okay, yeah, so I think this is the correct descending node. This is showing the descending node after the encounter with the moon, which we are not going to reach because we are going to be adjusting our orbit beforehand. All right, 2 hours and 4 minutes it says. Yeah, that is not accurate. This is... There we go. 45 minutes, an hour. That's not quite accurate. Okay, I think right about here, actually. Let's go ahead and go to the periapsis and let's get rid of this encounter with the moon because it is really messing with my head. Cannot auto warp so far. Well, we're not auto-warping that far. There we go, that's where we're auto-warping. There we go, and there's Kerbal right there. Alright, let's point retrograde. First, says Shipwreck, I did a napsies. A napsident? I saw you were talking about maybe Twitch streaming ProKitman's Discord stream, which would have been hilarious. I think he should have done it. Alright, but we are rescuing Lady Elric on this very unconventional rescue craft, which first was a craft for deploying a rover. No, it was on purpose. Okay, those are even better. Alright, let's lower our orbit. Let's not have this encounter with the moon. Don't like that. There we go. Alright, yeah, our periapsis is 200 kilometers. We want to get our apoapsis pretty far down. Our thrusters aren't terribly powerful, but they are more than enough to get this job done, or should be. That startled me. I heard the glass breaking. I was like, what the? That's a good one for this. I don't have any Kerbal sounds, so... Alright, that's actually pretty good. Let's go ahead and we'll pin that. And that's an ascending node, so we need to burn anti-normal again. What did the cats or babies break? Exactly. Or what broke on this craft? I hope that wasn't Lady Elric's faceplate on her spacesuit. That would be bad. Alright, and we need to change our inclination to match the station. Or at least be close. Alright, that's as good as that's going to be, and that's actually really good. Our periapsis is real low, though. Let's add a maneuver here, and let's burn radial out. And adjust our orbit. Okay, that's 150 meters per second. We should be good to do that. And that is coming up in 7 minutes. Yeah, this is definitely a weird one as far as the rescues go. Alright, let's point towards this. Basically, it's all radial out, so we're just going to point directly away from Kerbin. It's a 6-second burn at full thrust. We're probably going to go around half thrust or something so that we can be a little bit more precise. Let's do it right now. Come on. Oh, there we go. Interesting. It's not changing my thruster indicator over here. That was throwing me off. I thought it hadn't started them, but it did. Very strange. And that is fine. Right there. So now what we need to do is make our maneuver that will encounter our space station. That's a little bit tricky since we have such an eccentric orbit, but I think we can do it. Okay, so we're at our apoapsis. Let's point prograde, and let's adjust this a little bit more. All right, and now if we warp to our periapsis, just hiding back there, warp a little bit before it. Dan, too many big words, says Shipwreck. Let's go fast to low point to low place in space. And make rocket burn fire. And we are out of electric charge because we are on the night side. Much better, thank you. You're welcome, Shipwreck. Anything for you. Alright, so I need to burn the engines a little bit to maneuver, since we don't have reaction wheel control at the moment. And there we go. And I have to do this manually because the reaction wheels are not working without power. All right, that is much better. Can you show us the Starlink satellites? Let's see. Let's look at those guys. There they are. That's all the debris that I have left in orbit. We're gonna say that's the Starlink satellites. There are my actual communication satellites. That's Starlink 5.0 right there. That's Starlink V27 even. And now we need a maneuver. Yeah. Cannot add a maneuver because control locked. Okay, so we need to get some power. There we go. There's power. Add maneuver. And that will put, let's see. That I need to pin. There we go. All right, so where should I put this? First off, where is the station relative to us? We're there. And the station is unfortunately ahead of us. So we might need a couple of orbits here. Redeem first. That's my redeem. That was Elric. Okay, can I zoom in and out, please? Oh, come on, game. What are you doing to me? There we go. All right. All right, I don't like this maneuver at all. There we go. Ban Elric it is. There you go. You can ban Elric. You snooze, you lose. That's right. Yeah, it lost our target. Jeez. This user interface sometimes, I swear. All right, so Arcadia Station is at 150. Okay, if I do that and add some orbits to it, there's too much stuff right here, I swear. All right, there we go. Okay. That is 2 days of orbiting, but that is our efficient way to do this. So let's warp to this maneuver node. And I want 10 minutes of lead time. And let's warp to it. There we go. And we're coming out of time warp. And delete and close. There we go. That is weird. It's not got the right bright light for that. Interesting. Well, those inhabitants just got sick everywhere. Everyone got shaken off of the planet. That's what just happened. Everyone just got tossed out into space. All because I was impatient. All right, so we need to warp to the maneuver node. It's a 21-second burn. That doesn't seem right. Something weird has happened to the... Yeah, this game is really glitching on me. That's what's happening. This is not the orbit that we were in before. And there was nothing to change it either. So that is very strange. And I don't like it. I am not a fan. Yeah, it shifted our orbit. How did it do that? Well, that is upsetting. So that maneuver is now no good. But it looks like maybe we will have a decent intersect with the target. 24 kilometers. All right, so we're here and we're coming this way. So if I add a maneuver here with this newly adjusted, mysteriously changed orbit, some science fiction forces were exerted on this craft, it looks like. And let's see how we can make a better approach to the station. Just like that, it looks like. What is this? Apoapsis? No, I don't want an alarm there. No. Stop that. I must have accidentally clicked that. That's what happened. All right, that should be a decent maneuver there. And then we'll need to slow down. Got invaded by Q. Yes, Elric. Shipwreck says, Elon interfered because he messed with Starlink. Well, who's Elon? What does he know? I think there is a reference to Elon somewhere in one of the landmarks on one of the planets. There's definitely some somewhere that is a reference to Scott Manley, which is cool. All right, node in 6 minutes. Very small burn. Hopefully physics doesn't change again. Q messing with the gravitational constant of the universe. That's what he did. I think you're exactly right, Elric. That's exactly what happened. Elon versus Q. Now that's something I'd like to see. Right after Elon gets done fighting Vladimir Putin, apparently. Yes, thank you, Shipwreck. You are the best mod present. Definitely appreciate. So my wife was lurking when you were doing the Setsons versus Shipwreck predictions, and was very amused. Apparently, she voted too. To fire Setson. All right. That's pretty good. And now we will have an approach of 6.5 kilometers. My gosh, this user interface is just not playing nice with me right now. Why does it still act like I've got a maneuver? Oh, cannot delete the maneuver node because I don't have any electrical power. Jeez. Has he been back since? No, he got fired. Definitely fired. All right, I have to wait until there is electricity in my batteries, and then I can delete the maneuver node, which is silly because I do have a crew member aboard, but she is not a pilot. She does not have control. Oh, she's here. I don't see him. All right. We should shortly have exposure to the sun. Silently watching and judging us. You would know about being judged, wouldn't you, Shipwreck? Murderer. All right, now I can delete the maneuver node. Oh my goodness, game, I swear, sometimes. All right, now we do need to slow down and tighten this approach. We have plenty of delta V to work with. All right, that is working there. 1.4 kilometers. All right, that's pretty good. And man, the reaction wheels are using those batteries hard. Okay. It's point retrograde. Yep, this is definitely unconventional. I will say that at the very least. This is unconventional. That's what we're going with. But I'm sure Lady Elric will be excited to have snacks again. Alright, and there's the station down below us. Shipper has redeemed, sing us a song. I don't know about that, Shipwreck. Is that a legit redeem? I don't see it in the list. I think you at least need to name a song. Let me talk to Mama Bear Pig. She's not here right now. Alright, let's tighten the approach and slow down. In fact, mostly we need to slow down. There we go, 50 meters per second is pretty good. And the station is loading, there we go. Full speed ahead, ramming speed. I don't know, I think Lady Elric would like to be delivered gently to her destination. And I would like to succeed at this because this is a very lucrative contract and I need the money. I'm doing this purely for profit. Now you see why I'm called Shipwreck. Oh man. That's a nice view though. Let's see, let's get her activate camera. This is what she sees. There's the moon out there. Can you do just do /give Dan Bear Pig 1 million money? I can actually do that, Shipwreck. I'm not going to do that, but I can do that. It's not /give, but I can. There is a debug menu. And that works. Yep, there's the station back there. All right, we need to face the right direction though. All right, deactivate camera. And control from here. There we go. And let's slow down. And if we come to a complete stop, we can put her directly into one of the derp modules for a gentle return to the surface of Kerbal. All right, here we go. Let's see, leave seat and activate camera. Let's do this in first person view. In fact, I will show you, Shipwreck. There's a spot here, cheats. I can give myself all the funding I want. And that's how I do my tests. I have a copy of this playthrough that is at the same technological level, etc. There we go. And I do that to let myself have unlimited funding to test vehicles, and then I port them here. Let's see, deactivate camera, there we go. I need to be able to see this and set it as the target. There we go. Now activate camera. There it is. Have you ever lost a Kerbal, like they just drifted off in space? As a matter of fact, I have 3 Kerbals that we were waiting to try to rescue, whom that happened to shipwreck. So the original 3 that you start with, well, there are 4 that you start with. You have Jebediah, Bill, and Bob. Those were the original 3, and then at some update they added Valentina. So Jebediah Kerman, I had an early on derp, and he was returning from Minmus and pointed the engines the wrong way before burning, and ended up very much on an escape trajectory out of Kerbal, and not nearly enough fuel to get back. So he ended up in a wide orbit, and he is still there. So I sent Valentina and Bill, or is it Bob? I always forget. One of them is dead, one of them is stranded. And they did not have enough Delta V either for their rescue mission. So they are waiting for an efficient window to do a maneuver and get back to Kerbin. And we're like a year away from that still in-game. Okay, this is cool. This is her point of view. And I like this a lot. This is so cool. Look around. Look at that. That's awesome. Let's see. I can't set that as the target. I want that to be the target. All right, yeah, but we're going to see if we can do this all in first-person view here. It's surprisingly difficult. Especially since I can't set this as my target for some reason. That docking port over there is the target. But here we go, approaching the dirt module. Oh! Thank you, Shipwreck. And grab. And board. All right, there we go. So let's look at our notifications here. Contract parameter complete. Yeah, we rescued Deer Sage last week. There's Lady Elric. We planted a flag on Minmus, and that paid us a lot of money for whatever reason. We have failed our contract. Did we have a very tight... Oh, we might have had a very tight deadline for that, and I didn't pay attention. Hey, Shipwreck, you want to add a derp to the derp counter? Exclamation point derp add. Yeah, that apparently we failed. The penalty wasn't very steep, though, so that's good. Yup. I gotta pay attention to the deadlines there. All right, which one has Lady Elric? This one right here. All right, we are going to return Lady Elric to Kerbin and accept a lot of money. Let's see. There we go. That's the one I want. Undock. Let's move over here so we can really see it. Alright, now we need to point retrograde, and since Lady Elric is not a pilot, I don't have the option to hold it automatically. If that's okay, we needed more scientists, and she is a scientist. We have quite a few pilots and an awful lot of engineers. Alright, and RCS on, and full burn ahead. And there's our periapsis dropping. That's a cool shot right there. And goodbye, Arcadia Station. And standard procedure, we're going to drop our periapsis to about 32 kilometers. Our 70 kilometers, which is the official top of the atmosphere as far as it's simulated. And there is about 32 kilometers right there. So what's trippy about that is it looks like we came this way because that's how we were relative to the station, but relative to Kerbal, we're still going that way at 2 kilometers per second. So let's go ahead and time warp until we enter the atmosphere. In fact, let's get her view. Let's take a look at the surface. There we go. Looks like we're going to come down at evening. All right, let's get back out here and make sure that we point the right direction so that the heat shield is forward. There we go. Then we can rotate and look down at the surface. There we go. I like that. And aerodynamics will take over shortly. These things we know are aerodynamically stable. Meanwhile, I'm going to take a sip of my drink. Look at that, evening. We're going to come down at night, as is tradition. All right, let's turn off the stability assist so that aerodynamics will take this over. There we go. And yep, this is what Lady Elric sees. Reminder, close the hatch. And don't forget the snacks. Software glitch. Update before flight. Don't forget. Pre-flight checklist. Get permission to use the ship. Turn off oven. Check for missing parts. Tighten loose screws. Sit in chair. Turn on ship systems. Check fuel reserves. Check snack levels. Run system diagnostics. Check radio contact. Engage SAS. Remember a EVA helmet. And close the airlock hatch. Can we see the toilet? I don't think this one has one. I think it's built into the suit. Yep. Going to directly retrograde. Very stable flight. I've never actually read all of the labels inside of there. Some of them, but full throttle. Well, we can do full throttle. There it is, full throttle. There's nothing to... Actually, if I turn on the RCS, then yeah, full throttle will do something. Not a lot. It's much weaker than atmospheric drag at this point. Now open the door. I could open the door, but I'm not going to. You really just want me to fail the contract and not earn my 200,000 Spaceos. Elric, shipwreck's being mean to me. Turn on the lights. There we go. Emergency lights are on. I always forget I've got that. No, there's no toilet. You need to air the place out. No 1 second. Just go out the window. Oh, jeez. Is he trying to kill Lady Elric? Well, yeah, and even worse, he's trying to get me to miss out on my money. I mean, yes, that's the worst part. He's trying to kill Lady Elric. Alright, let's speed up the game a little bit, and then get down lower and deploy the parachutes. He's making her go potty in her suit. It's designed for that. It's a lot safer than opening the door and going out the window. I believe it was your rescue shipwreck that we actually cut the chutes. Not all the chutes, but some of the chutes. Just to see what would happen. And you were fine, because this has overkill for chutes. Yeah, it was. Okay, yeah, it was good. That was a while ago now. You've been on the moon for a while. Alright, we're coming down. We're 800 meters above the surface. And yep, just speeding this up a little bit. Let's get her view. Yep, just a placid view of the ocean at night. It's okay, I love cheese. Alright, I'm just gonna casually take a sip of my drink here. 500 meters above the surface. And I have a little bit of extra time. My wife is picking up my stepson at the train station. He's coming down for the weekend. It was his birthday a couple days ago. 19. So I think after this we're going to drive the rover around just a little bit, see if we can find one of those olivine formations. 80 meters. 50 meters. All right, let's slow this down. Cake! I'm sure he'll appreciate the cake. And splashdown. Alright, let's recover the vessel and get the money, which our space program desperately needs. Alright. Yep, here we go. Yep, and we've earned a bunch of science as well recently. So we're doing pretty well. 1.45 million spaceos. We are almost there. And Lady Elric Kerman is a level 2 scientist. So a very fine addition to our crew. All right, let's take a look at this. Archives. Attach a new part to the satellite. Yeah, apparently... Fortunately, it was a trivial contract. We would have gotten 100,000 spaceos for it. Fortunately, we only lost our advance, so not a big deal. But yeah, we rescued Lady Elric Kerman. And what we need is 1.69 million spaceos to upgrade the research and development facility. So we're getting close, and we need to make sure we can also still launch. Ooh. What's this? Okay, science data from the surface of Minmus. Yeah, we're going to accept that because we can do that right now. Let's see, rescue Shell Hat and Shell Hat Scrap from orbit of the moon. I will accept that one. Yeah, duration is 7 years. Lunch. Are you having lunch, Shipwreck? What are you having for lunch? Okay, duration 1 year. There's no way There's no way I failed that other one. That was weird. But yeah, we're going to take this. This is interesting. So, comets are said to be dusty ice balls, but what if they're actually flavored ice balls? Doesn't that sound delicious? Some scientists scoff at this idea, but we here at Moving Parts Experts Group, MPEG, oh geez, are not so sure. Therefore, we would like you to discover some new comets orbiting the sun. Use an orbital telescope to discover the unique signature of a new comet. Finding a comet is an astronomer's dream since the early days of stargazing. Now you get to help. Discover 3 comets using the Sentinel Infrared Telescope. Ooh. Oh, you said launch, not lunch. Yeah, we need to be able to afford lunch too. Alright, so... yeah, and we have 4.5 years to complete it, so we're not going to do that today, but let's maybe do that next week. Let's accept that contract. And that almost gives us enough just with the advances. So, all right, active. So what we need to do, science data from the surface of Minmus, we can do that, easy. And I think that's what we can do right now. So that will give us plenty of money. All right, let's go back to the Piglet rover, which I always forget the acronym that Kit made. So let's see. Right. Profuse integration of geologic exploration and telecommunications. Thank you, Kit. All right, and this is the one right here. And since Lady Elric used her RCS pack to get back to her rescue vehicle, we don't need to drive back out here. So we're going to drive due north. There's Judy Wallace, and where is Optimus Prime? Right here. It is dark. Okay, first I want you to reclassify this as scrap, and you have to be aboard to do it, so go ahead. And rename vessel and classify as debris. All right. EVA. And let go. And you knocked it over. He knocked it over. And Satan named Optimus Prime. Alright, here we go. It's unfortunately nighttime, so we can't charge the batteries right now, so we might time warp just a little bit. And yeah, I think next week what we're going to do is that Sentinel telescope. That sounds pretty cool. I've never launched that. And that's going to be really great for science and for money. Alright, how are our batteries? They're basically full for now. So let's go ahead and drive north, and when the batteries die, we will time warp today and charge them with the sun. At night it's going to be hard to see our samples though, so maybe we do it now. Let's do it now. Let's put on the brake. We want to be able to see. We've got a decent coverage with the headlights, but that's not quite enough. And let me see my wife's progress on picking up her son. Oh, they are home. Okay. All right, and it is exactly time, so we've actually done very well. I think I'm going to actually leave it there, and yeah, next week what we're going to do is we're going to launch that space telescope and see if we can't discover some comets, and also drive this thing around and send some science data back from the surface of Minmus, and hopefully that will be a scan of an olivine formation. So yeah, let's get a nice view right here. Let's shine the headlights right in everybody's face. And let's see, is anyone that I know streaming right now? I've pretty much given up on blind raids of Kerbal Space Program because that is quite hit or miss. Ooh, okay. Mr. Vloop is streaming Minecraft, and he is absolutely hilarious. He's a Brazilian Minecrafter, and he cracks me up every time. So I think we're going to go ahead and raid him. So yeah, here we go. I need to make a command for the raid message, but it's going to be a run. It's a wild Danbear pig. That's the raid message. All right, and here we go. We're going to raid Mr. Vloop. I'm going to start the raid right now, and I'll be back on Monday with some Minecraft, and on Wednesday probably with more Minecraft. I haven't decided. I could do whatever on Wednesdays. It's whatever Wednesday, but yeah, here we go. Thanks everyone for dropping by, and I will see you next time.
Right now. I'm always watching.
You wish to make yourself my enemy? Ruin!